Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tuesday, and today I am back in my closet doing some decluttering. Today I tackled pants, and it didn't take me very long, thankfully, but before I leave this space for the day, I wanted to share some tips with you on how to decide what to keep, what to toss, and also what to look for when you're out shopping. So if you're interested in seeing more, stay tuned. First things first, if you're new here, welcome to the crew. I'm so excited to have you. I hope you'll consider subscribing. We are a community of people who love to talk about all things shopping, fashion, and style. And for those of you who've been around here for a moment, welcome back. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend it with me. All right, so let's talk a little bit about pants. The funny kind of thing about pants is that how they should fit and how they should be styled changes over time. If you went back probably about 20 years, maybe a little less than 20 years, there were definite rules about how pants should fit, where they should fall, where the hem should fall, how they should fit through the hip and the leg. And I feel that while some of those rules still apply, for the most part, we have become a little more relaxed when it comes to pants. With the uptick of athleisure and leggings, our outlook on pants has changed quite a bit over the last couple of decades. Generally though, I like to say if you're looking for a good pair of pants, particularly something that you're going to be wearing to work, there's a couple of things that you should look for. One, you should have a nice, comfortable waist. It used to be that we recommended like kind of a lower rise because that was what was in trend, and we just didn't imagine that people would ever want to wear high-rise pants ever again, but that's obviously changed quite a bit. So find a rise that's comfortable for you and that you feel comfortable in, and has a nice comfortable band that isn't going to be sliding all over your waist. The next thing you want to look for is a good rise. I have a short rise, and so I have a lot of problem with pants in that the rise is usually longer than mine is. So I just kind of have to adjust. That is something that you can have altered, but a lot of times the pants I'm purchasing just aren't worth it. You also want to make sure the inseam is where you feel comfortable having it. If you're looking for a good long pair of pants, my personal opinion is that they should hit to like just skim the bottom of your foot and have a nice break just at the top of your foot. But I know that is not necessarily a popular opinion. Nowadays, we see a lot of women wearing pants, long trouser pants, just kind of grazing the tops of their foot. And that's considered to be very much on trend and stylish. If that's your gig, more power to you. I just love a longer pant hem. I want my whole leg length to be covered, and I want it to break just at the top of my foot. That's just my personal preference. And I think that's a good classic rule to kind of go by. You also want to make sure that you don't have like saggy butt. So make sure you find pants that have not too much fabric in the back. You want to give your rear a nice little shape, and then they kind of gently fall down. But if you have too much material back there, and then you just end up looking like you have a sack of potatoes in your rear, and that's not flattering on anybody. Wide leg pants are really hot right now, and I love them as someone who's a little more apple/pear shaped, meaning I'm rounder through the midsection and carry weight a little bit lower, and I'm also very curvy through the hips and thighs. So a nice wide leg pant gives you a really nice straight long line, so visually you are kind of doing some illusions type stuff with the bottom half of your silhouette. You're just giving us a nice long straight cut instead of all of these curves. Not that there's anything wrong with curves, but when you're trying to create a particular kind of like clean silhouette, a nice wide leg pant is good. However, you can go overboard with wide leg pants in my opinion, and if they're too wide, then you actually lose your shape and you just end up looking just like you're wearing a pair of curtains around your waist, and you don't want that either. So look for something that's kind of just kind of fitted through the hips and then just has a slight wideness to the leg that goes all the way down. So I'm going to show you 3 pairs of pants that I have in my collection right now. One of them I am getting rid of, but let's start first with a pair of pants that has a lower rise to it. Okay, so these low waist pants are actually almost perfect. I would personally prefer them to have a mid-rise, so that they hit a little higher on the waist, but as far as fit goes, they are really lovely. They don't have any creasing at the crotch area, which is something you always want to look for. If you kind of walk around a little bit or sit and kind of get moving, and you end up with this kind of like smiley face or a lot of creasing or bunching or extra fabric at the crotch, then the pants are probably not fitting you very well through the hip, and you may want to try a different pair. These are kind of perfect. Some creasing obviously is normal because your body has to bend and move, but if it's a lot of like extra bunchy material, then it might just be that that particular cut is not best for you. You might also want to look at how much extra material is in the rise there. So between kind of where the bottom of your groin is to the top of the kind of crotch of the pants. Again, I have a short rise, so I end up with a lot of extra material in this area that can, of course, be altered out, but a lot of times I'm going for kind of this like slouchy cool girl style, so I don't mind that there's a little extra fabric there. But if you're looking for something that is very just classic and sleek, definitely make sure that there's maybe only about a ½ inch of extra material in there. That's a good amount for the rise area. These pants also have a nice, just slightly flared leg to them, which I absolutely love. So again, giving me a nice clean line without being too wide across the entire leg. So again, that I don't get that effect of almost like I'm wearing a skirt or a dress instead of a pair of pants. I also love that these are fairly long. I have a very long inseam. I have a 33-inch inseam, which is pretty long. It's longer than average, and so sometimes I have a hard time finding pants that are long enough, but I think that these are acceptable for me. I wear a lot of flats, so they're fine. If I was wearing a heel, these might be a little bit short, and that's definitely something you have to take in consideration when you're buying pants, to make sure that the pant is going to be long enough for the shoes that you want to wear it with. Always get your pant hemmed for the highest heel that you're probably going to be wearing them with. Sometimes I've been known to buy multiples of a pair of pants if I really like them, one for flats and one for heels. As far as the back goes, you just want to make sure that you have a nice rear view. Obviously, like I said, there's not too much material in the back. And then also check for things like weird pockets. Sometimes pockets can add bulk to the rear, and if you don't need that extra bulk back there, which I don't, definitely kind of avoid super large or even super small pockets. A nice pocket on a trouser or a dress pant is just a nice like slit or slashed pocket. So then you have just a nice clean rear view, nothing to worry about as far as pockets go. As far as pockets in the front, if you're a little more hippie like I am, stay away from or try to avoid those kind of slanted pockets because they can often pucker open, adding bulk to the hip area. Look for something that has a more of a flat pocket or kind of a curved pocket like these pants do. Okay, the next pair of pants I'm showing you are more of a mid-rise, and they're definitely more slouchy. They're definitely more of that cool girl vibe that I was going for, but I love, love, love these pants. I'm going to apologize in advance for the panty lines you're about to see. I wasn't thinking when I started this video, I was just like, I'm putting on the pants, so sorry in advance. All right. But again, these pants have a nice comfortable waistband. It sits, like I said, about a mid-rise. Now these have a lot of extra fabric in the crotch area, so that makes them very like loose and slouchy and maybe a little messy looking, which is something you typically don't want in a nice pair of dress pants. But I will be honest with you, I don't work in an office. I'm not wearing suits. I'm not really concerned about it. I was really actually going for a vibe when I purchased these pants, and they fit it exactly. As a matter of fact, the more I kind of wear these pants throughout the day, they kind of slide a little bit, making them even more like slouchy and cool, and I absolutely am here for it. What I do love about these pants is that the pockets are nice and flat. And then also it has nice length to it. These are nice long length, again, giving me that like oversized slouchy feel that I was really looking for. Again, in the back, you want to make sure that you don't have too much extra fabric back there. These might have just a little bit extra, but again, it was the look that I was going for. But it is still fitted enough across the hip and the waist that I don't feel that I looked unkempt, or that, again, like I look like I have like grandpa butt or anything like that. So I'm really in love with these pair of pants actually. And I got them for a song, so I'm super excited about them. And again, if I wanted to clean up the look a little bit, I could have them altered a little bit, but I'm not even gonna bother. The last pair of pants I'm gonna show you, I'm actually getting rid of. I should have never kept them, but I don't know, I was having a moment. These are a high-rise pant, which are too high for me, and I feel very uncomfortable in them. They just kind of sit in like the crease of my tummy, and so I feel like they're kind of always kind of digging into me in a weird way. So they're too high for my comfort. The other thing that I don't care for in these pants is that they are too wide at the leg. So they are like, it's like elephant pants, which I know were really popular in the 60s and 70s, but I'm not really a fan. They just make me look super heavy on the bottom. The other thing that I don't like about these is there's too much fabric at the crotch. You can see where there's like a smiley face across the hip area there because there's so much extra fabric. It's like very bulky. It also has an extra long rise to it, which is just not, it's not even comfortable. That's how long it is. As far as the back goes, again, you've got these pockets on there. So again, just adding more bulk. And it's just not super flattering. Nothing is super flattering about these pants. The only really great thing about these pants is that they were the length that I wanted them to be. And maybe that's why I was so into them. It's so hard for me to find pants that are long enough without having to have them altered that maybe I was just like, but in any event, I don't care for these pants. I don't think they're very flattering. I just think they make me look heavy. Plus, they're corduroy fabric, so again, more bulk. And so I've decided to let them go. And that's it, y'all. Those are my tips for how to declutter and or find pants that work for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can do it in the comments. You can DM me on Instagram. My handle is @FromTuesday, or you of course can visit my website fromtuesday.com. And until the next video, live with love. Bye.